Thursday, the 1st of June, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So today I went into central London, took the train there and then the underground to a Bitcoin ATM, or as they call it, SatoshiPoint. It was an old street train underground station, which is in the just north of the city of London. It was fairly busy. I went fairly early in the morning. I arrived there around just after 10 o'clock. And on the way there, though, I walked from Cannon Street station to Bank Station near the Bank of England, and I walked through St. Swithin's Lane and walked past Rothschild headquarters, which is Newcourt. And as you can see here, I took a couple of photos of the Rothschild headquarters. Very interesting family. Amschel Rothschild, back in the early 1800s, sent 5 of his sons from Frankfurt, although, to different locations in Europe: Paris, London, Vienna, Naples, and one stayed in Frankfurt. So that's where the 5 arrows comes from. And I don't, they're not in Naples or Vienna anymore. And so I guess they're in Frankfurt, Paris, and London still. They were the richest family back in the 19th century. Now they're not known as the richest family, but I'm sure they probably still are. They hide behind a lot of, companies and trusts. So it's very difficult to say how much they're worth and how much, and they have a lot of influence as well on policy, on politicians, still to this day. So I just thought it was interesting, walked past there. And what I've heard as well is that, it's not really proven, but they have, it's proven that they do have, below in the basement, they have vaults. And I've heard that they have vaults that go into the Thames. They're near, Cannon Street is not far from the Thames. And that if there were to be people trying to steal stuff from the vaults, gold, that the vault opens up and the water from the Thames would kill anyone who came in and tried to steal the gold there. The other thing I heard, I don't know if it's true though, is that their vaults are linked to the Bank of England vaults, and I've even heard that in the Bank of England vaults they've got a railroad going through their vaults. So really interesting stuff. I knew someone who actually years ago, about 10 years ago or more, went into the as an advisor, went into the Rothschild vaults to have a look, and he's the one who told me about the trap that they have, if someone goes and steal it. So yeah, went through, passed through the Rothschild headquarters and then went into Bank Station and took the Northern Line to Old Street, where I went to cash some Bitcoin. The process was a little bit slow because, you have to transfer your Bitcoin to the machine, and I had to wait. I waited a couple of hours and it hadn't been confirmed, the transaction, and I decided to leave. But by the time I got to London Bridge, I checked my wallet and it was cleared, so I went back to get the cash. But while I was there waiting the first time, actually when I first got there was someone buying loads of Bitcoins. He had a wad of cash and he was putting it into the Satoshi Point machine. So really interesting. So while I was there waiting for a couple of hours, I went across the shop that it's in. It's like a Ninko soup shop. They sell soups and healthy food. I went across to a bookstore, bought a book, and then went back to the store and read the book a little bit. But there were a lot of people coming in, someone trying to buy Bitcoin, and the machine was blocked. I think it was because the guy who first came, he put so much cash in there that there's a limit to how much they can take, and then they have to wait to clear it. So I actually ended up selling some more Bitcoins to these couple of guys I met there. I sold it to them and they paid me the cash. I saw more people coming in to buy Bitcoin. So yeah, and I spoke to the guys. They were very nice, and they were talking to each other and saying, "Oh, is it going to 10,000?" And they asked me, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Well, I've been accumulating a little bit over the last 18 months. I just want to experiment, see how this works." And eventually, I guess I did get my money, the cash. I have to say though, Satoshi Point do charge 10%. I thought that was a bit steep. When I called them yesterday by phone to ask, they said it was going to be 5%. Maybe I'll give them a call and ask them, what happened. And the problem as well is not with the ATM or Satoshi Point itself. It's just that Bitcoin is really slow confirming the transactions. So that's a little bit annoying and the reason I went back is because it's over an hour for me on the train, and I'd rather do it today that I had the time. So I went back and got my pound notes, and this is one of the. I just had to scan that, and the cash came out. I had a couple of transactions I did. You can try that. It won't work anymore. You probably think, oh, I'm gonna get that from an Echo 64 and try to cash it, but it doesn't work because I did the first one and then I picked it again by accident and it didn't do it. So it said, oh, this has already been redeemed. These tickets, though, you can keep them forever, actually, and they will only expire or be worthless after you redeem it. So the other thing, so it was an interesting experience. I think people need to do that just to make sure how it's done and the process, and you just have to do your homework. I will call them and ask about the charge of 10%. And on the way there as well, I was reading some the Evening Standard, a free newspaper in London, afternoon paper. And there's an article about the nationwide house price index that came out today. It dropped 0.2 for the month of May, and I think in April it dropped 0.4. And I think for the last 3 months, average house prices in the UK have dropped month on month. And that's the first time since 2009. And the article was, the author of the article was asking whether, a lot of the recent buyers are going to fall into negative equity if the trend continues. And this is the first time since 2009 that house prices have dropped 3 months in a row. The article still says, though, that they still expect house prices to go up this year. Interesting, we're starting to see cracks in the housing market, not only in the UK, but also in Canada with the one of the lenders that went bust. I think I forgot the name of the lender in Canada. And the US housing data yesterday was quite weak as well. So we'll have to wait and see if it continues. And the markets. So yesterday I was busy doing other stuff. I didn't make a video, but I saw, gold got up to 1275, so it made a nice move. Silver, the high I think was 1750 yesterday. But today has been a little disappointing for the precious metals. We've seen the market come back down, a little bit of a correction down. Silver actually dropped to $17. On my system, it says $16.99.70, so just around $17, the spot price of silver. Now it's trading around $17.20, so still down 12 cents, but it's bounced off that 17 level. Gold traded down to a low of 1261.40 today. Right now it's 1263.40. And the other markets, the Dow is up 50 points, 21,056. And the S&P is doing really well. It's up 0.4% at 2420. So leading the way up, outperforming the Dow. Currency-wise, the dollar is strengthening against the yen today, 0.5%, 111.29. So that's why we're seeing the weakness in the gold price. The dollar is up 0.47% against the yen, and gold is down 0.45% against the dollar. So it makes sense. Sterling is, it weakened a little bit in the last few days, but today it's rebounded a little bit, got up to above 129. It's now 128.87, basically unchanged. Euro down 0.33%, 112.12 against the U.S. dollar. The mining shares are weakening quite a bit, despite gold, making new recent highs yesterday and staying fairly strong today. I have a feeling we're getting close to a bottoming in the mining stocks. We'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow is a big day in terms of data with the U.S. non-farm payroll data, or the job data. That will, set the tune, set things up for the, for the end of the week. We could see some big moves in the precious metals stocks. So we'll have to wait. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Cashing some Bitcoin from the SatoshiPoint. Walked past the Rothschild headquarters. And I used to work very near there when I started out in the city in the 90s. I worked near Cannon Street. Actually, my office was on the same building as the Life Exchange, the Futures Exchange. Once they used to trade on the floor there, and we were in the same building. And I used to walk past St. Swithin's Lane regularly. There's a tailor that's still there near the Rothschilds. And, had some suits made there as well. And then you can walk past Newcourt, as they call it, the Rothschild address in St. Swithin's Lane. And then you're at the Bank of England almost. So it's nice to go back to the city. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, share it far and wide, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and also follow me on steemit.com if you'd like. You can watch my videos there too. So I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.